Welcome to Wall Street. This is the Stocks with Josh show. As you can see, I've got a special guest with me today, Ashley from Trading with Ashley. Right off the bat, guys, if you do not know who she is and you're trying to get a better understanding of options and all the strategies surrounding options and a little bit more of the advanced, I want you to head over to her page and go hit the like and subscribe and watch some of her videos. She's been a guest on my show before and everyone has loved it. So I'm expecting to have a wonderful show today and a very good conversation about where the markets are at. Now, where are the markets at? Well, from the 2022 lows, we are now, between then and today, we are 88% up on the S&P 500. That is an insane move that the markets have given us. This is a great time to be an investor. You know, Ashley and I, and here we've been hanging out, and let's just processing some of the gains. Earlier she had chatted with me how much money she had made, not boasting, but just talking about how hot these markets were on Palantir. All right. Now I'll leave her to share her successes, but a lot of money, right? And I said, hey, you do really well, Ashley, to just get a hold of those winners and just ride them. And you do that well, right? And right now, I said, what are you on right now that you're just not letting go of? And that was Hood.
Yeah,
that's been the winner, Robinhood. And but I wanted, and we're going to get into some of her thoughts on Robinhood and some of her strategies a little bit. But I wanted to have a conversation here real quick about where are we at in these markets, because I've been seeing a lot of people talking sort of, the markets have hesitated barely, briefly today, right? Gold up at 4K, the S&P and the QQQs making all-time highs, right? And crypto, Bitcoin had a brand new all-time high. All of this just in the last couple of days and today. But everyone's afraid that we're going to touch the stars and we're going to begin to fall back into the stratosphere of the bears. And but I'm going to give you an encouraging thought before I delve into what should we be doing or thinking about investing in these markets. And we'll get a sense from Ashley and her personal investments of how is she strategizing or hedging right now. But let me give you a statistic that you may not have heard, okay? The average bull market goes up for 5 years, okay? And if you consider 2022 a mini recession, now that's up for debate because some do not claim that that was a recession. But if you do consider it a recessionary moment, we did pull back greater than 30% in that time frame. But if you count that as a small recession year, then it means that we have the potential of 5 years, which means that we have plenty of time left in this bull run, even though it's been hot. Not only do bull runs last for 5 years, but they go up on average 200%. So 200% in 5 years is what we would get for a bull run. Now, in my opinion, and you guys have heard me say, and perhaps Ashley on her show, that we're in a bull run like no other. This is the birth and of a new era of AI, which changes every industry, every economic system. There's no government, there's no monetary system that's not going to be affected by AI. The idea of artificial general intelligence or super intelligence is absolutely going to impact every business and everything that we do. It's going to impact you guys. It's going to impact some folks, whether they're going to be employed in 2026 because jobs are going to begin to go away. It's going to impact the kids coming out of college. Someone's like, no, thank you. I've been hearing that a lot of folks coming out of college are having a hard time getting a job because working with AI, you need experience. So all of a sudden, those older employees and the experience that they have, that's more necessary than the fresh, hardworking, young, recently educated person.
Yes, I agree. I have college-aged children that have just graduated from college. And so for them to survive, I have been trying to teach them how to start their own businesses because I do not want them dependent on a company that could lay them off at any given moment. And so that's how I'm trying to prepare my own house with my own children to actually be independent entrepreneurs.
I know, in addition to that, Ashley, that you are heavily focused on teaching your kids financial literacy and financial education, because I personally believe that the new American dream is to participate, to move away from the 9 to 5 and to participate in the investor economy. It's basically to show up on Wall Street. And the statistics prove that I'm right, because ever since, for the last 5 years, the amount of retail investors that have been showing up on Wall Street has been steadily rising. It began with companies like E-Trade back in the day, and Robinhood has taken over, and that's the stock that's running up because a lot of people recognize that this is going to become the norm. You cannot get to where you want to be and wait for that retirement check or that Social Security check to kick in. You're going to have to figure out your money, and so that's why we're here today.
Hey, did you hear on that same note, the meme stock? They have come up with an ETF for retail that are all the retail favorites that
Really?
just launched because it is so important.
Tell me about it a little bit. Is that out now?
It's MEM. I think it's meme, MEME, I believe. See if you can find it, but it's actually not meme stocks. It's just the favorite retail stocks. To your point, retail traders, we actually have a real seat at the table and we can move markets. We actually outsmarted Wall Street back in April when we were pouring in to all these quality companies.
I think that's awesome. And I've been trying to encourage people that they can do this. It's not as hard as you think. And the truth is, this is the truth, guys, is that let's say you don't master Wall Street and you don't have every indicator that you've learned to get every tick of every candle. And the truth is that most of the time, if you simply put your money in the SPY or even the QQQ, right, you've beat a lot of the mutual funds and a lot of the investment advisors. And so there's been this cloud of mystery or this feeling like somehow you needed to know everything about it and that you couldn't do it. But the truth is, believe it's Warren Buffett who has positioned all of his children's wealth after he dies. You might say, well, it's all going to be in Berkshire Hathaway. No, he's actually said he's dropping it all, I believe, in the QQQ.
Yes, he is. The SPY in the QQQ, he actually left it in his actual final wishes that to transfer it all over to them because I don't know if they're as active as he is. So I thought that was fascinating.
That is incredibly fascinating. Yeah. All right, let's get into some of the meat of this conversation. So I'm going to recap. The market's up since the lows of 2022, 88%, and that is scary, and that's an incredible move. However, if we're truly in a bull run, they last 5 years, not 3, and they go up 200%. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Now, all that anyone is really concerned about is the fact that we've just had so many green candles in a row, and we're not pulling back to test anything. Any pullback is gobbled up and bought up. And so I'm just going to take you quickly in, and I'm going to give you a nugget of charting wisdom as to what might we be looking for the top to fade. If we're going to fade the top, are there any early signals? I'm going to give it to you. And it's not complicated. Just like I told you, Warren Buffett said, just put it in the SPY and the QQQ. This isn't complicated. You're just led to believe it's complicated. So I'm going to take you into the SPY, and I'm going to tell you what it is I'm going to be looking for. And it's going to be so simple that it's going to surprise some of you guys. Let me jump into my chart. Okay, here we are on the SPY. And you can see I've got the 9, which is the yellow, above the blue line, which is the 20. So these are the 9-day moving average above the 20-day moving average. And normally, and you can see in past runs, you can see that every once in a while, you get a little pullback where it breaks through the 9, bounces on the 20. Here we pulled back, broke through the 9 and the 20, but we bounced, right? Bounced on the 9, bounced on the 20, right? And we haven't had any bouncing, Ashley. We've been skimming the 9.
That is a B if I've ever seen it.
Skimming the 9. We're not even hitting that 9 hard. So this is a hot market. So what clue am I looking for a potential eventual move down here to potentially test this 20? So the 20, which normally gets tested all the time on up moves, it confirms that the up move is still in place. 1, 2, 3, 4, multiple tests. We got no tests since we had the V-shaped bottom. So what am I going to be looking for? Well, the answer is very simple. Let's go back here and I'll find one for you. I think we're going to find the 2022. All right. So it's right here, hidden on the top of 2022. And we don't have it right now on our chart. And that is engulfing candles. Okay. red engulfing candles. We have two of them. And this one, this huge red engulfing candle, and these are weekly candles, okay? So this red one here engulfed the previous week and it foreshadowed the move down to test the 20, and then the 20 didn't hold, okay? And it happened a couple times, and that's the other point I want to make for you guys today is we're going to get this a couple times before this market potentially breaks down. And I'm not predicting the market breakdown. Look at how many times we got this. We got it here two times, two weekly engulfing candles that overshadowed the smaller compression candles. So these weekly expansion red candles overshadowed the weekly small compression candles, and these are engulfing candles, and it signaled that bad times were ahead. Now, let's run forward to the present and see what we have. We don't have that.
No.
We don't even have one.
You have to see dojis on there.
Yeah, now the doji is a danger sign, but it's only it's a really a minor 2% pause, and they get canceled if the next candle closes green above the top.
Well, there you go.
So this one is canceled, but I will agree that the fact that we got it up here was potentially the early sign that we were getting lofty, but I just want to make this clear. So I am not telling you that tomorrow will not be a red day. What I am telling you is that the market has not really given any significant sign of slowing down just yet. And that's driving the bears absolutely crazy.
Goodbye, bears.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
The bears.
I have a reason
Tell
why
me
I think
about it.
this is happening. And so I loved the technical analysis. I think, from what I understand, the reason that this is happening is that there is still fear in the market. So we are, if you look at the fear and greed index, we're in neutral right now. And I use that as a barometer. Now, what does that mean? So what, we're in neutral. What does that mean? That means that if there is fear out there, a lot of money is on the sidelines right now. So if a lot of money is on the
This
sidelines,
is true.
then as that money comes back into the market, it will push it even further. And so while we're in neutral, I have used the fear and greed index to help drive my decisions on how much cash to have on the side. And at this point, it doesn't look like there's huge issues. Now, let me also explain this. If you look at, we have enjoyed several months of it going up, but if you look at the NASDAQ, it's only up 18% year to date. And we've had plenty of years where it has been well over 20, 25, even 30%. We were so deep red at the beginning of the year, it's almost like we took that bitter pill. And I do believe there will be touches and there will be pullbacks, but we cannot forget how bloody red that was and how it really set us up for a beautiful second half of the year that we're experiencing now.
Such a wonderful. All right, I want to talk a couple stocks with you guys. We've got to have a celebratory party, and we celebrate from, it seems like, every video, right? Now, why would we celebrate making some money today? Did we do anything yesterday that would be the root of our celebration? Yes, it would be the fact that I came out here and told you to look at Pepsi and to buy it. And I gave you that video before the market closed. And Pepsi's earnings, we just had them here today, and it did exactly what I expected it to do. Let's go take a minute and look at that chart. And those who hit that like and the subscribe and the all notification bell, and the minute I gave you a new stock that you hadn't heard me talk about, immediately went to the chart and made a financial decision on it, have yet again gotten a massive reward. What was the reward? I was already up 45%, but it's been climbing since. So I'm probably up 60%. So if you acted on yesterday's video, another fat 60% for you for Pepsi. I'm not going to dive into the Pepsi story. They got a new CFO, came over from Walmart. That's a huge value add and addition. I'm going to give a slight opinion that the current CEO of Pepsi, and of course, he probably won't come on my show after I make this comment, but man, that guy is sleepy. Man, I watched him on CNBC today, and I was like, man, we need someone with some energy. We need someone who's take a sip of that Pepsi, get that boost of sugar, and tell us how they're going to conquer the sugar water business globally through AI. I'm thinking, dude, can we get something? But having said that, he still did well on his recent earnings, and the stock moved. And I made it very clear, because someone's going to be listening to this video, and I'm going to tell you, go back and watch yesterday's video. Pepsi's just beginning. Okay. And I gave it to you before it popped. Let's go look at the exact move in the charts so that you all can get on, because everyone's going to ask me, well, should we get some Pepsi now? This is the beginning. Yesterday was the best time to buy it when I talked about it, but this is the beginning. And let me just recap that. And I might give you guys one more. This is real quick, guys, is the fear and greed index she was talking about. And even though the markets are very bullish, the fact that they're sitting at neutral is exactly what she said. That means that we're not in a position of greed, which means not all cash and capital are deployed. I mentioned that gold was 4K at the beginning. It means a lot of people are still thinking, they're still afraid. They've not been participating. And eventually they might, if this thing never stops going up, they're just going to say, well, I don't want to be left behind. We better put some more money to work.
That's
so
it.
Don't get too bullish. Have a plan, because if you hear me being bullish, trust me, I have a plan, and I have 2 decades worth of experience that I'm putting to use. Yesterday's video right there, bottom of the green candle. Now, for all respect and purposes, someone might have said, Josh, I don't like that chart. There's a huge red day. Why would you like it? Guys, this isn't by accident.
Yeah.
This is not,
That's
when
beautiful.
when I called this yesterday, this just wasn't another happy accident. It wasn't. And I'm not going to go through yesterday's video, but I'm just going to tell you where we're going. Pepsi's going to hit 146. And I made it very clear that if we closed above 146, this was going to be the trigger for a confirmation move back to 157. So I'm going to tell you that we are in an if-then scenario that I gave you yesterday, that you could have participated and enjoyed a fat 50% win on options from just watching these videos alone. But the next stage is when we run up to 146, and we have to see what volume and what type of candles we get, right? And I'm okay with a little bit of consolidation, but when we close above that, then we have the opportunity to go much higher. So I gave you the move yet again, not after it occurred, but before it occurred. And now PayPal, I have to briefly talk about that one. Ashley, I give a stock pick typically at the beginning of every month that is a buy and hold for the month.
That's helpful for those that are working and they don't
Absolutely.
have a lot of time to trade in and out.
And this month was PayPal. And PayPal, from the day, I'm going to pull up that chart, but any thoughts on PayPal?
Speaking of, because I finally gained some confidence in PayPal based on your charting. And and people have been asking me about PayPal forever. So I actually told my community the other day, I said, my good friend Stocks with Josh has a great video he just did on PayPal, which gave me some confidence. So you know what I did? I purchased.
You made some money.
I did.
You did make some money.
You actually made my whole community money. So everybody, you thank Josh if you're in the Trading with Ashley community, because we purchased a Leaps and then we sold puts to finance it.
Ooh, nice. You guys, see, that's what I'm telling you. I told you at the beginning of the video, she's taken those option plays up a level, a little bit more sophisticated, something you'll have to learn, but it makes the depth of profits even greater.
Yeah, it's great. We all hang on Josh's words.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that vote of confidence. And I enjoyed your show that you did just yesterday. You did one with Larry, but then the day before you did one talking about how do you prepare for the market that could go bearish. Now, obviously, I'm not calling a bearish market. And even if we did go bearish, we'd make money. We would simply reverse some tactics and we would make some decisions, but we would go with the trend. The trend at the moment is higher. Let me just take you briefly into the PayPal chart, and then we're going to wrap this video up. I just wanted to point out this guy, guys, same thing. This wasn't an accident. Barely off the bottom here at the beginning. I was actually getting in myself right here. I talked about it for the very first time. These are 12-hour candles. I talked about it for the very first time here. And I said, guys, this is the month. It's go time. Let's go. Now, we have gotten our first red candle today, and I'm just going to be super clear, guys. That red candle means nothing but buy to me. Now, everyone's got to do their own due diligence. I've given the strategy before. This has been in consolidation for 4 years. This has been consolidating. So this move has been anticipated, and now with the fact that they're addressing some of the competitiveness in their industry and in their business, they've got some solutions, and it can no longer be held down. And so what we've got is the potential for what I refer to as a checkmate. Now, what would make this a checkmate pattern? We've got to get above, really minimally, we got to get above 78.50, right? So we came up today to 77. My options, just my October options, were up over 100%. That was $400 per option. So if you had bought right here with me the day I did the video, you also, and then the truth is, even here, those options pulled back to like $5.50, and then they popped up to close, just under $8 today. So this red candle is a buying opportunity for me. Now, I'm not telling you that you can, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I told everybody this only becomes a question about what are we doing. We have to see how it handles 78.50, right? And so I'm not telling you, you got to have your own stop loss. And the trick is to get in early on these before they move. We've obviously jumped a total of 69 to 77, almost $10. We've had to move in 3 days. And so, you know, this is going to be here. I'm shooting around on the charts. This is going to be in play for the entire month of October. And if you simply participated off of the initial video, you had the opportunity to 2x your money. If things pull back and they could change, I could end up, news could come out, right? And so obviously things evolve. Right now, we're up 100% on just the local leaps. Not even counting skips. I'm sorry, just the local options, not counting skips and leaps. And every time that you hear me say skips, I got to slip Ashley $1 because she coined that phrase. And I believe you have it. Have you got it?
I have it officially trademarked.
So when are you going to contact someone to get the royalties from Josh using it all the time?
You know what? You're a good friend. No problem.
Do I have skip privileges as long as I give credit every once in a while?
You do absolutely have skip privileges.
That's awesome. Well, you guys, I'm going to leave it there. I want to just simply say thank you for watching the video. Thank you for dropping a heart and saying hi in the comments section. Don't sleep on the Stocks with Josh Discord. I'm going to be live trading tomorrow. We enjoyed on Wednesday 4 beautiful wins during the live trade session. I'd love to see you guys all over there tomorrow. You say, well, how do I become a part of your community, Josh? You go to my website, which is the name of the show. You simply search www.stockswithjosh.com, and you can sign up today, and you can be live trading with me tomorrow. And I hope that we do well. Every session is unique, but if we ever have a loss, we keep those typically 8-10%. But we often have sessions with no losses. This last time we had 4 wins, 2 20s and 2 40s. And so we had a beautiful time. I hope you guys can come, but don't come over there, expecting too much. Come there to learn. I had read some beautiful comments in yesterday's video, people telling me it was the disciplines that made them, the disciplines that I talk about and explain that had made them a profitable trader. And then, of course, it doesn't hurt to learn the charting, which you're always going to get with me when you see my face on YouTube or in the Discord.
Yeah,
Ashley.
Absolutely. I have something fun I want to ask your audience to do, because I had asked my community to do this one time, and it was so much fun reading the comments. So obviously you have all been following Josh for quite some time, and I know you've made money. You probably made money on the Pepsi play or the PayPal play. If you have, I sincerely hope that you bought something fun with that, or you had a nice dinner or an extra appetizer, something fun, or you maybe gave a little bit more to your church, whatever you did. I think it would be fun for everybody if you would just put a little comment from some of Josh's plays. If you made a little bit of extra money you weren't planning on, and you actually did something nice for yourself or for someone else, kind of drop that in the comments. It might be fun and inspire others to, every now and then we have to say, what? We did pretty good, and we deserve a little something, or we deserve to help somebody because we did well.
I love it. That money is not real till you take it out and spend it. Okay, so I like where she's going with this, and that's a great thing. I'd love to see those comments, guys. And definitely don't sleep on heading over to Trading with Ashley's YouTube page. She also has her own Discord community, and get over there and subscribe and watch some videos, and make sure you engage in those videos by liking and just saying, hey, hi, I came over here from the SWJ fam. I'd appreciate that, guys. Peace and blessings. We'll see you all in the next video. Thank you. Thank you, Ashley.